You guys, I am so excited to do this collection. This is a fun one for me. These stones are made from Rosarita. Well, it's called Rosarita. It's a slag glass that was a byproduct of melting copper or gold. And each of these, when I very first saw these, the very first thing I said to my husband as I started this collection was, oh my gosh, this should be the blood of my enemies. But then that was a little bit harsh. So I reeled it back and decided to create a story around this that was something a little more refined, because that's me. I'm a little rough, but a little more refined, right? And so here is born this collection, and these pieces are really cool, and I wanted them to have a regal look, this gallery wire that you see that wraps around the stone. It always, ever since the very first time I ever used it, reminded me of a crown. And so that's just what it reminds me of. It gives that elegance, that air of something that's really refined and elegant and royal. So because the stones are a little bit long on these, I did a double split or a triple split, depending on how long these are, how long each talon is, ring shank, because like on this one, the stone's only about 1 inch long, but it does have a point. And so it has 4 points of contact where that soldered joint is there on the back plate, so that even if you bump it, it's not going to break those solder joints. This one you can see has the triple split where it'll have 6 points of contact on the back. This ring stone was a little bit longer than the first one. So hey, thank you for being here. Please remember to hit the like button. It helps my score on YouTube. It helps me move out into the algorithm. I'm grateful for you being here. Subscribe and follow. I want to grow this and make this something really fun as I continue to move forward in what I'm doing. And so thank you for being here. Again, super cool collection here. Watching these come together was really fun. So you saw me there as I was putting that one on. I had to move it because the placement, just once I lifted it up, it just wasn't quite right. It was off just a little bit, and have to do it now, because if I wait and mess around with it, it's just easier to do right then. And here I'm coming in and patinaing the silver, because it goes, the black dark patina gets down in all those little grooves and really makes the pattern pop. And I like using patina. Sometimes when you're doing a piece, patina isn't necessary, or it kind of can detract from, but most of the time I really like it because it just goes in there, and I'm all about the little details. These back plates on each of these pieces has a pattern on it from my rolling mill, and then a stamp, of Dandelion Wishes Studio sterling silver. So it makes those things show up a lot better. Even though you remove some of that patina, it just stays down in those grooves so that you can see that. And these pieces are coming together so nicely. Hope everyone's having a great week, and that this finds you well. It's a good week to have a good week. Anyone have any cool, interesting, fun things going on? I always love when you guys interact with me on these. It's so fun to get your comments and see what it is that caught your attention, or what it is that you liked about the video. Maybe something that you learned from my video that you didn't know before. It's really fun to interact. It's hard when you're not face to face, or it's not a live and I can't see those things come through. It's about creating a community, growing together, learning, or just being fun. It was so funny the other day. I was looking on YouTube for something, and I just have to tell you really fast, I got sidetracked because this video came up of this guy who takes care of cow hooves. And I sat there for 10 or 15 minutes being drawn in by this guy taking care of cow hooves. It was ridiculous. I'm like, all right, I grew up on a farm, but I don't know, it was enthralling. So why are you here? What brought you here? What caught your attention? What is it about this that you love seeing? I would love to hear your feedback. Back to this, here I'm using my trusty little toothbrush, and again, I'll make a tool out of anything just about. If it works for me, I'm going to use it. And I like using a toothbrush when I'm using stones that are a little bit more fragile, like opal, the Rosarita glass. It's old. Glass can break very easily if you put too much pressure on it, you know that. Or it's that one of those things that makes a lot of sense. So here I'm using all of the things to push those little bezel edges around, and look at that lineup of these. These are so pretty.